Life was very good for me. It was wonderful in retrospect, especially growing up in Dearborn. We always joked that we lived on the wrong side of the tracks or the wrong side of Michigan Avenue, but it didn't really matter. I have wonderful memories of growing up in Dearborn. It was the ideal place in the 50s. I went to Oxford School for kindergarten, and because of my birthday, I wound up somehow or other doing half a year of first grade at Oxford, which they called junior primary. And then I went on to Sacred Heart School and did the whole first grade at Sacred Heart, and went through 12 years there. When I was in 7th grade, I believe, I got my first paper route. It was on Park Street, almost all between Military and Outer Drive. I delivered the Detroit News in the afternoons to those folks and Sunday mornings. And I saved lots of money. A girl I went to school with had a neighbor who owned a cotton candy machine, a popcorn machine, a mini merry-go-round, and a mini Ferris wheel, which he would be hired to take to fairs and church bazaars and carnivals. My friend and I worked for him occasionally, weekends always, Friday nights and Saturdays typically, at some of the carnivals that he worked at, and I saved some of that money too. By the time I was 16, on my 16th birthday, I was able to purchase my first car. It was a 1953 Pontiac, and this was in 1957. It was a Chieftain Deluxe, all black, two-door sedan, very stodgy car. Boy, did I love that car. In addition to those two jobs, I became an assistant janitor and assistant custodian at Sacred Heart. Vacations, my dad would get off work for 2 weeks. Every other year, we went to a cottage somewhere, it seemed like way up north in Michigan. The in-between years, usually we went on a driving trip, a road trip. My father was from Nova Scotia, a small fishing village about 20 miles outside of Halifax. I have wonderful memories of growing up in Dearborn. It was the ideal place in the 50s to be raised. Never a fear of anything, any kind of danger at all. My parents would go to bed and go to sleep if some of the kids were out, and the back door would be unlocked, allowing them to get in when they came home, and the last one would lock the door. There just wasn't a fear.